I imagined our housewarming would be a night filled with laughter, warmth, and celebration, a moment to mark the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. But the mood shifted the instant Laura walked through the door. Her tone carried something sharp, something that instantly changed the atmosphere. She made a harmless little joke about me in front of everyone, subtle but cutting. I managed a polite laugh, masking the sting behind a practiced smile. Inside, though, frustration simmered. I had spent months preparing this house. Every color, every piece of furniture carefully chosen, a reflection of our shared life. Yet here she was, turning what was supposed to be our celebration into her stage for amusement. It wasn't the first time, either. Over the years, Laura had perfected the art of small jabs disguised as humor, playful digs, faint comparisons to other men, jokes that bit just a little too deep. But that night, with our new home as the backdrop, it hit differently. I watched her scan the room, laughing, waiting for the others to join in, waiting for me to play my usual role, embarrassed, apologetic, or amused. I didn't. I stayed composed, reminding myself that reacting would only reward her behavior. Then the night shifted. Our neighbor, Daniel, tall, confident, and always aware of the dynamics around him, stepped out to greet us. He had that quiet kind of presence that drew attention without effort. As he joined the circle, his gaze caught Laura's performance immediately. His eyes flicked between us, reading the moment without a word. Laura, oblivious to how visible her behavior had become, kept pushing the joke a little further. She nudged me playfully, expecting the usual laughter. But Daniel's calm voice cut through the noise. "Funny," he said casually, leaning against the doorway. I didn't realize this housewarming doubled as a comedy show. He didn't raise his voice, but the edge in his tone was enough to stop her cold. I watched as the color drained from her face. The same words that were supposed to make me the punchline suddenly turned the spotlight back on her. Her smirk faltered, replaced by hesitation. Around us, our friend grew silent, unsure where to look. In that instant, I understood something powerful, how the presence of a single witness can transform the meaning of words. What had been a small, mean-spirited joke became a clear display of her disrespect, and she knew it. Laura tried to recover, to twist the moment back in her favor, but the words wouldn't come. Daniel didn't need to say another thing. His calm awareness had shifted the entire balance of the room. For the first time that evening, Laura wasn't in control, and it showed. I stayed quiet, letting the silence speak for me. I had learned long ago that reacting only fuels provocation. Sometimes silence is the sharpest response of all. Laura, usually quick with a comeback, froze under the attention. Her eyes darted between me and Daniel, searching for an anchor. The shift was subtle but undeniable. She realized she'd gone too far, and everyone could see it. As the evening went on, the dynamic continued to change. Daniel, though polite and easygoing, had this way of exposing the truth without confrontation. Every question he asked, every passing comment he made, stripped away the layer of pretense Laura had been hiding behind. Her laughter turned uneasy. The sparkle of confidence that carried her earlier began to fade. I stayed observant, calm, detached, taking it all in. I didn't need to confront her. Her own behavior was doing that for me. By simply being there, Daniel's quiet integrity revealed everything I'd been trying to articulate for years. Eventually, Laura slipped away to the kitchen under the excuse of refilling drinks. I followed after a moment and asked softly, "You okay?" She didn't look at me. Her hands fidgeted with the glasses, her composure cracked. That moment told me everything. She knew. She had felt the shift, the quiet accountability that needed no words. That night, I learned something essential. People often underestimate how much power lies in perspective. Someone can act bold within their own bubble, but the second an outside observer sees things clearly, the truth surfaces on its own. Laura's attempt to make me the butt of the joke had collapsed, not through confrontation, but through awareness, presence, and perception. It became a quiet lesson in restraint and clarity, one she hadn't expected to learn at her own housewarming. By the end of the night, her energy was gone. The charm, the sly humor, all of it had drained away. She stayed close to the food table, avoiding further attention. Daniel didn't gloat, didn't make a scene. He didn't have to. His steady calm had already done the work. After everyone left, the house fell quiet. Laura lingered near the kitchen while I sat on the couch, replaying the evening in my mind. The air felt heavier but clearer somehow. Finally, she spoke, her voice soft, hesitant. I didn't mean to. I didn't interrupt. I didn't offer comfort or forgiveness. There was no need. The night had already said everything that needed saying. Her actions had spoken louder than any apology could. That evening, I understood something deeper about trust. It isn't built only behind closed doors. It's measured by how someone treats you in the open when others are watching. Laura thought her jokes were harmless, but they weren't. They exposed how she viewed our relationship, what line she was willing to cross for attention. The moment an outsider saw it, the illusion broke, and she realized she'd gone too far. Later, we spoke quietly for the first time that night. Honestly, I didn't accuse or raise my voice. I didn't bring up every past slight. Instead, I talked about boundaries, what respect means in private and in public. She listened, uneasy but present. It was a turning point, not just for that night, but for our marriage. Either she would learn to value accountability, or things between us would never truly heal. By the time I went to bed, I felt a calm sense of control, not from dominance, but from patience, observation, and the quiet confidence that comes from letting truth reveal itself. The housewarming, which I had once feared would be another stage for her to overshadow me, became something else entirely, a moment of clarity. It reminded me that sometimes the most powerful response isn't confrontation or anger. It's awareness. It's restraint. It's letting reality speak for itself. Laura ended that night quieter, humbled, and though our bond was tested, it finally felt grounded in understanding.